out our official sponsor, Greenwood Stock Trading. If you want to learn how to make some passive income, some extra money, so you can invest in your future, your kids' future, give them a call for a free 10-minute consultation, 281-760-3170. Go get to the bag.
All right, man. Let's talk about Jermall Charlo. He was at the weigh-in, and he was there today to interview with Marcus Villegas. He did an interview with the Showtime cast for a minute after the weigh-in. They talked for a while. I watched it, and he talked about potentially wanting to move up to 68, challenge Demetrius Andrade, challenge Caleb Plant, challenge David Benavidez. He called David Benavidez, David bitch ass. He said he just felt like saying it or whatever. And obviously, we know Benavidez or been on this helmet for some years, man. But he said that Caleb Plant already called him out. Said that he would love to fight him. Updated that he said he had to get his stuff together, and he had to reevaluate some things in his life, as we men tend to have to do. And I'll tell you that, man. In his rumor situation, it is what it is, man. You got to remember, somebody went through that same situation, and flourished. It's kind of different when you go out there, and it's kind of different when you go out there and you make a change, and a change in how he making a change in his life with a significant other, whatever, in life after that, bro. So it's all, especially when his children involved, his finances involved, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it's yeah, for sure. It's a different ball game. A lot of people just think you can just walk away from a situation like that. Like, that's what people think. Like, oh man, I could just walk away from it. It's not a high school crush. It's not a regular relationship or nothing like that. It's real life shit. Especially when you decide as a man that you want to move on from a woman that you've been with. It's hard, bro. You seen the Diary of a Mad Black Woman when he had to drag old girl out that house because she didn't get the hints and she didn't get the clues. That's why you see 80% of marriages initiated, divorces. 80% of divorces initiated by women, because when men ready to go, women start playing games and saying you did this, that to them, and they don't want to lead, they want to make a scene, and the police show up, and you a black man, you already know what time it is. So they just do shit to a woman get it and get enough of it. So he had to make a change, and hopefully he grow from it, and everybody involved grow forward and get better. But yeah, he said that he come up to 68, and he'll fight Caleb Plant. He'll fight Benavidez. He looking to fight Andrade, and they could do it at 68, or you can come up to a catch weight, and he keeps saying, I'm the champ, and stuff. So maybe he exercise some of that championship status and jump up there and get the winner. But we don't, obviously that picture that surfaced, he looked in a lot better shape. He said that he kind of wasn't ready to come back because his conditioning wasn't where it need to be. So he had to get his conditioning back up. And he said you can expect him to see him back sometime in the summer. So it was like June or July. Espinoza was saying, I don't know if they pushed it back since then, but he gotta, I think I would try to squeeze him into 2 quick fights. Whoever that may be, I'll try to get him in there in June, and then I'll try to turn around and get him in there by the end of the summer, so he can get some type of rhythm and get some type of activity, and with him working towards something to keep his mind off the bullshit that he going through in his life too. So I would try to keep him as busy as possible, even if it's convincing him that he kind of just step back and be somebody co-main event or something like that. And like he'd be going back to showbox or nothing like that. You know, but you know, but that's why I think that should be the plan for him. But can he beat these guys? I mean, yeah, I mean he's a talented guy, but you gotta think about it. He's gonna be taking a huge step up in competition, and also a huge step up in weight. He a big guy, but to ask him to jump up and weight and go right for those guys, to me, that seemed like kind of like career suicide. So I think he got to get himself in some type of rhythm. I think they should look to unify some titles, but if you want to jump up there and get in the ring with those guys, go ahead. Because he be 33 pretty soon. You know, but so but yeah, that's what I just that's what I think. But yeah, he got to get in some type of rhythm. He got to get in some type of rhythm, bro. And they need to have him fight back to back, long as he don't suffer no cuts and nothing like that. Um, that's what I would say. But can he beat these guys? I mean, obviously, we all probably think he got a better chance of beating Plant. But like he said, after they fight Saturday, he said he can be an afterthought. He said that he might have to work his way back up to them, because with Canelo possibly getting involved, which we know he won't get involved. Um, you know, uh, but yeah, I mean, obviously they want to see him in big fights, but he got to get into some type of rhythm, bro. So we ain't seen him in a minute. We ain't seen him since that card that was at I forget who was fighting at the Dignity Health Arena in L.A. So we ain't seen him since then. He called out Beaver or something or whatever it was. So we ain't seen him in a minute, bro. But I mean, Andrade would be a great fight for him. I know Andrade would probably be more than willing to get in the ring with Benavidez. To see him do an interview, I heard an interview where he said that he open to get in the ring with Benavidez, after this fight or Caleb Plant. So more than likely, I think the move might be Benavidez and Andrade after this, and then you know, Benavidez that he also said on an interview with Marcus Viegas after the weigh-in that even if Benavidez and them lose this fight, they would still like to fight Charlo next. So that might be something that piques his interest, but he got to get back and show the fans that because that last performance he had in his last fight that was 600 plus days ago versus Montiel, that was a shitty performance. But then again, he was training at the house, okay, and then obviously he was having some issues at the house. So I mean that's something to think about. So he was training at the house, having some issues at the house. Um, so and maybe that played a factor into it. Maybe that played a huge factor into it. But uh, hopefully he out in the clear, and he ready to be focused and he ready to you know continue his career. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. So but overall, we just gotta see where he at because that last performance wasn't great. And I heard he was half-ass training for that fight too. That was the good word that he wasn't 100% training for the fight and he wasn't 100% dedicated. And maybe we know why now. So maybe we kind of got some insight into why he was slipping. So maybe he 100% focused. But you gotta see where he at physically, mentally. Before we throw him back in the ring, throw him in the ring with any big name. And that's in his own division. He said he welcome a fight with Golovkin still if he want to fight and all that type of stuff. But his fights continue to get pushed back, and obviously he got personal situations in the whole nine. But um, you know, but we had to see. We had to see, but I don't think anybody want to see him in the ring with Plant Benavidez, Andrade until we see what he look like, in the comeback fight. And then right after the comeback fight, it's probably going to be a tune-up fight. So, come on, that's kind of something to continue to look at. So, um, but nonetheless, it is what it is. But I really do think before he started talking about the big fights and jumping into them, bro, and people putting words in his mouth, he need a couple quick comeback fights to get in the rhythm. He need them quick comeback fights. So that's in my opinion. I think he needs some couple quick comeback fights, and then we could talk about it. But if you want to go straight into it, so be it. I heard they want to match him in bigger fights, and they don't want to waste no more time TV time on him in bullshit fights. Me blame Al for him waiting around for Canelo. He said him and his brother said they don't pick the fights or nothing like that. So we have to wait and see. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the Box News playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon Music, and plenty more. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.